On a Tuesday, that means we have Dr. Aaron Chapa here in studio at KHEA Radio right here in Lamarck, Texas. If you're watching on social media, go ahead and hit the share button. Let me know, what do you have going on today? We have a ton of fun things that we're going to go over, a ton of beneficial things that'll change your life for the better starting today. I'm going to kick this on the FM. Here we go. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. My name is Gardy. I have Dr. Aaron Chapa with Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center here in studio. We're going to be sharing a message of hope, a message of healing without the use of drugs and surgery. I guarantee you there's something in the next hour that you're going to hear that can change your life for the better starting today. So if you have somebody who needs that hope, who needs that healing in their body, go ahead and give them a call, give them a text. You can go back and listen to this as well on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. All you have to do is search Just Live Well. It's going to be on there later today. Good morning, Dr. Chop. How are you?
Oh, Gardy, good morning to you, man. I'm just excited about what you said when we sat down. It's going to be a good day. And it is. It is a good day. It's a good day because the sun's shining today, and I love sunny days, and that just makes all the day better. One of my patients said, every day is a good day, just some days are better than others. And today's going to be one of those better than other days because it's sunny outside, the weather's perfect, man. And I don't know, I just got a good feeling about it, and I think that you do too.
I do. We're going to have some fun. There's a ton of supplements in studio. And I mean, are you going to chug? I was looking at some of these earlier. It's Adrena Calm.
Well, see, here's the deal.
Stim.
As I sit around and I just think about all the different things that patients ask me day in and day out. They say, do you take all those supplements, Dr. Chapa? Why do you pack supplements in a bag and then you have all those supplements underneath your desk and you're always popping pills and you're taking this and that and doing this, that, and the other? And guys, the reality is I'm just fascinated with biochemistry. I'm fascinated with what the body is asking for continually. And how many times are we going out in the world and no one is teaching us what our body's tails are? You know, when Maverick sat down at the table and he played cards with the guys for an hour and he lost. He guaranteed that he would lose for a whole hour. At the end, he started whipping their butt and took all of his money back plus theirs. And why? Because he learned their tails. If you have knowledge and you don't apply it, well, that's an unfortunate, turn of events for you that you can't maximize the gains that you deserve. Whether it's if you're depressed and you don't want to be depressed anymore, if you're hopeless and you don't want to, and you don't know how to, if you don't have that knowledge, well, that's unfortunate. But if you have the knowledge and you don't have the tools, that's unfortunate too. But what if we could give you both? What if we could give you the tools and the knowledge on how to apply the tool when it's available? And I sit around and I think to myself of all the products that are sitting in my house, sitting in my office, sitting in my development bags that I pick up and I put together for myself, or my nutritionist builds for me, or I just have an idea about and to experiment with. I go, wouldn't it be cool if I shared some of my ideas? Because there is no one size fit all type product that doesn't work that way. Your body has so many vital needs, and specifically if you're involved in a lot of activities that maybe it's athletics, maybe it's mental gymnastics, maybe it is you have a true blue health issue. And what do you take when your tails start showing negative signs and symptoms? What do you do whenever you wake up more tired than when you went to bed? What do you do when you can't fall asleep because you got aches, cramps, aches, anxiety in your legs, feet, arms, and hands? What do you do whenever you're waking up at 2 a.m. thinking, why am I staring at the ceiling, Gardy? You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes you have a lot on your mind, and that's a random kind of thing, right? Maybe the air conditioner set 1 degree too hot. That's happened to me before.
Train goes by, all kinds of things.
Who knows, right? But at the end of the day, shouldn't your body be able to be disturbed and then shift right back into what it was doing? It should be. What if you had a meal too late before bed and it caused a stress on your liver and your digestion, and your body couldn't hold the digestive parameters in check to digest that food so late and keep your brain in its restorative mode? I mean, these are all possibilities. What if your hormones are wrecked all day long and your body just can't do all the functions and the task based on the activity level that you're asking of it day in and day out? So what tools do you reach for? How do we develop the knowledge? So I just thought today that I would just kind of randomly grab some of my favorite products and why they're my favorite products, and how kind of two of the products that are sitting on this table are the start of the journey for me. When one of my mentors said, this will change your life. If you're a mother, if you're a father, you need to take these two products. If you're a business owner, you need to take these two products. If you are in school and you are a stressed out student, or if it's around finals and everybody is getting sick and you decided, I'm not going to participate in the sick crowd. I'm going to stay healthy through the finals stress season. How can you regulate the stress response? If you've got a tragedy in your life and something really, unexpected happened, or even expected, but it's just disappointing, and, you have to kind of just grin and bear it. I talked to a pastor one time, and I knew at a season of his life, he was a patient, and he was going through a really struggle. Like, he was just in a real deep, dark place. And I asked him several years later and said, how did you get through that? Because the Scripture. The Bible talks about how to navigate some of those tough times, that those tough times will come, and the valleys are real, and we're never all on a high at all points and times in our life. And I said, how did you navigate some of those dark seasons of life? And he goes, and he just chuckled. And I'm like, what? That's it? That's all you did, is just chuckle? I want to just go, But maybe that was something, maybe the Bible's true. Joy is a merry medicine. Laughter is a merry medicine. Maybe we need to adopt some of that. Can everybody do it with me? Chuckle. Give me your best chuckle. You know what I mean? I want to see a chuckle emoji. How are we going to chuckle emoji on the listener live stream? Remember, guys, you can share this, like this, because I'm telling you, this is going to change your life. You're going to love the information that we're talking about today, because when we get into how to navigate the parameters of parenting, the parameters of stress management, the tragedies of life, the deep, dark valleys, the business expansions, the opportunities of growth for personal development. I mean, there's so many grand and wonderful opportunities around you. It's a choice how you're going to approach the day.
There's a lot of opportunities to not make the right choice either.
Isn't that true?
Yeah.
And that's why I always like to say, it's your life, it's your health, it's your choice. I hate it. I hate the fact that it's true, but at the end of the day, I love it too, because it is indeed your choice. And believe you me, a lot of times when I slip off into that kind of funky low spot, when I come out of it, I realize, well, dummy, it was your choice to sit there, and maybe it was good for me to sit there. I don't know. Maybe I needed to sit in that. And I've talked about this on the show in previous podcasts. So if you want to go back and catch these things, just go back and listen. Just Live Well. We've got podcasts. We're on all kinds of different social media platforms. I think it's in in our live stream base feed. And just go back and listen. But sometimes when you do have some of these deep, dark pit moments, or you have just heavy thoughts rolling through your head, write them down, pick one, and sit with it. Talk to the emotion. Ask it. How are you going to serve me? Are you serving me? Why are you here? What do you want me to? What do I have to learn? Ask the Lord to help you navigate through that. Because the Bible says that Christ is closer than a brother, and He wants to help us through all those challenges. And I believe that all of those are experiences that help us ultimately, look to the Lord. Mm-hmm. They help us ultimately keep our eyes fixed on the peacemaker. Give me a thumbs up if you need a little bit more peace.
I could use some peace.
I need some peace.
Thumbs up.
We all need some peace,
Yeah.
And who knows? You might not need peace right at the moment, but in 2 hours you might. And hopefully you'll remember, hey, thumbs up for peace. And so instead of going the peace sign, it could be just thumbs up for peace. I don't know. I really like thumbs up. That's
yes.
I dig it. And maybe it's because of the little emoji thing. So slap that thing a couple times. So anyway, I'm sitting in a seminar, and I'm on the third row, and the doc is sitting up at the front. He's known for never finishing a presentation, but anyway, we did get through half the notes, and the nugget of nuggets that he shared was, if we take and we chew up these two products that I'm about to share with you guys, and I have a female version, a male version. So today, for Gardy's sake, I brought the male version, and for my sake, thankfully, we only give the female version to people that we really love, that are the opposite sex, and we would never really do that. Just kidding. But at the end of the day, these two products can stimulate and activate a system in your body that you need to hear has to be in check at all times. If you're going to sleep well, you got to have a strong endocrine system. If you want to play well, you need to have a strong endocrine system. If you want to think well, if you want to pray well, if you want to be in that motivation zone, that creative zone, you've got to have a strong endocrine system. And this is where it all started for me, is the endocrine system needed to be stimulated and fed, even when I was 26 years old. Just because I was 26 didn't mean I was absolved to not having a strong, powerful, abundant endocrine system. The endocrine system consists of your hypothalamus, your pituitary, well, technically your pineal gland, your hypothalamus, your pituitary. These are all different endocrine glands in your brain, and these are and I say endocrine, I mean hormonal. So if you've got any hormonal signs and symptoms, whether it's a midlife crisis or whether it's you just need creative power and gusto, vim, vigor, and vip to power through your day, or you have a new business venture and you need to be on your A game, this system needs to be activated and worked on the regular, daily, not once a week, not every other month, every day if you want to be robust, if you want to be powerful and you want to be your best. The endocrine system is key. And so when we look at the thyroid in your throat and your adrenals on top of your kidneys and your gonadal system down in your pelvis, we want to make sure that not only individually are those organ systems performing and acting powerfully individually, they need to be in a like a choir, they need to be singing off the same sheet of music. Otherwise, we get this really horrific sound called cacophony. We don't want cacophony.
What's that?
Now, you know probably better than I do. Have you ever been jamming and then all of a sudden somebody hits the wrong chord or the wrong note and you go, what in the...
Yeah, okay,
you know?
okay.
And you say, whew, man, I sure hope that wasn't Jesus. But he's always in tune. So, but we want our endocrine system, our hormonal system. We want our glandular axis. There's so many cool words that people throw in talking about this same system that needs to be stimulated and activated. And where did it start for me? It started right here with Simplex M and blackcurrant seed oil, gamma-linolenic acid, and a pituitary, a thyroid, adrenal, gonadal support for your endocrine system. These two products is where it all started. I love how it just kind of like ding, ding, ding.
It sounds good.
That's right. It's like
health.
It's the health in a bottle. And so why do I take so much Simplex M and so much blackcurrant seed oil? Is because I always want my adrenals to be stimulated. The gamma-linolenic acid in the blackcurrant seed oil will activate parts of my hormonal chain in managing and dealing with stress responses. And then the Simplex M or F, depending on gender, in this case for us dudes, we are male, we're going with the M version. And when we take these two products, we're going to activate our glandular system. We're going to make sure that our body is robust and strong. So Gardy, I would like for you to go ahead and take 3 for yourself. We're going to chew some up.
Okay.
If Kurt was still here, we would share some with him because he always wants to be more manly on his quest to find his mate.
It's a quest. It has been a quest.
God bless you, Kurt.
A journey.
We love you. And go ahead and take a 4. It's not going to hurt you.
Okay.
And so we're going to chew these up all at once, and we're going
all at once. Put everything in our mouth.
Every bit of it. We're going to chew it up. Hope you got some water. It's going to be a little bit salty.
Okay, I'm going to show you guys. So let Dr. Chapa chew. So this looks like Thymex.
Nope, but it's not.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be way different.
Yeah, and then this one is like a gel capsule, which I enjoy.
That's the blackcurrant.
So you popped them all in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I got 8 of these bad boys right here. I'm gonna squeeze back to my water.
Go ahead. The only reason I went ahead and drank water with mine is because I want to be able to communicate on the air and make sure that I'm in the game and I just don't have a mouthful of stuff.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. What we just did, by chewing it, we let these things absorb right into our mucosa. You can get a really quick response. People don't like chewing pills, and I get it. It's fine. But, just like nitroglycerin works in Flash, it goes right into into those cheekies, and it goes right into the system. And the system goes, whoa, cool, I needed that. And so in the next 10, 12 minutes, when we were sitting in that seminar, he stops and he says, all right, what'd you notice? I want some, give me some feedback. And there's about 80, 70 doctors in the room, and we were crammed in this place like a sardine can. And, I mean, it was, like, really deep, so it was like he had a hall to speak to. And people started raising their hand, and they said, oh man, I had a headache and my headache's gone. Or I was really tired and now I'm alive and I'm feeling more alert. I felt like my brain wasn't like comprehending what you're saying and now it's comprehending. And for me, my vision got crystal clear. Like I could see like the words on the screen even better. It's like I had X-ray vision for what he was trying to get across. And he goes, and all of that is the power of your endocrine system. Your endocrine system loves a jolt. So, a lot of people, even they might not like the act of training and working out with weights or going for a run, they love the idea of what? The endorphin release. Mm-hmm. The endorphin release is a wonderful gift of working out and training. And to the point that we oftentimes see people overtrain. So if you're training heavy, you need to have a strong endocrine system. Again, going back to the whole playing business, we want to play well. And so these two products really opened my world to having a strong, robust system from a glandular perspective, from a hormonal perspective. And even at 26, the mentor that I was following at the time, he was 29 when he was exposed to the power of the endocrine system, the glandular axis. He could not grow facial hair, could not grow chest hair. His voice still cracked, and he still had little challenges, what he would say hormonally at 29. And so that being said, he was real, he just kind of came to grips with a story. He was like, I'm Indian descent and I don't have any body hair and, I'm just a late bloomer. My voice cracked and da-da-da-da-da. But he was still, made the best of things. But interestingly, his mentor found that he had a weak glandular axis and his mentor challenged him to take this stuff for the next 6 months. And it gave his endocrine hormonal system 3 to 6 months to reboot, repair, rebuild. And when he rebooted, repaired, and rebuilt, something interesting happened. Inside of 6 months, he grew facial hair, he had chest hair, and his voice dropped. And he goes, what in the world was that? So he went back to his mentor and talked to his mentor, and his mentor goes, well, what happened is your system got stuck in a pre-puberty state. So his body didn't fully develop. It got stuck. Well, people go, how's that possible? That's impossible. That can't happen. I said, well, is it true that some people stunt their growth? What's the difference? You know what I mean? You stunt the development of your brain chemistry. You stunt the development of your body performance systems. You stunt the development of your endocrine system. Guys, it's possible. If you lack the nutrition, and all life starts and stops, where?
At the cellular level.
Cellular level, okay? Fundamentally, all nutrition is right there. If you don't have cellular power, if you don't have nutrition to drive cellular power, then you could potentially be stunting your brain development, endocrine hormonal development, your body systems detoxification power development, your ability to maximize your phenotypical gene code, right? You've got to make sure that you're giving your body more than it needs because there isn't gauges like on your car that tells you your oil's low, your battery's low, or your gas is low. You have to appreciate that your body knows how to leverage and use the nutrients that you're giving it. But man, if you're eating processed food, junk food, if you got laden with hormone-based products, skincare products, or you're taking in dirty tap water, if you are eating food out of a cardboard box that there's more nutrition in the cardboard than there is in the actual the food in the box, you could be potentially setting yourself up for this stunted development process. And at every stage of life, I had a gentleman tell me one time that we live in decades. Every decade, your life changes. Okay, sure. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But here's the deal. What if you have let's just assume that we live in decades, right? So now all of a sudden, every decade, you're in a new season of life. That means you have new development happening every decade. Do you want to go into the next decade without tools? Well, stay tuned. These two products need to be in your arsenal. They're so powerful and they're so magnificent in upregulating the tissues. So if there's only two things you could do, you could just start here. Some people go, I don't like taking pills. Okay. Well, you don't have to. It's your life, your health, your choice. But if you want to be robust and powerful, you want to integrate the knowledge and the tools. We want to be your Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center seeks truly to be your number one health resource for all your nutritional needs and your biochemical needs. no matter what. And so we want to get you enrolled in the idea that you have tools and you can get tools from our office, and we can ship them to you. We can get them to you in any capacity that you need them, because we're then going to teach you how to use them. And it could be something as simple as every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, depending on your stress load, wherever you're at and how active you are, how often you might take these things.
So there was a question from Alexandra talking about these tools that we just took, and people were asking, how does it taste? Maybe I need to try that as well. But Alexandra asked, are we supposed to chew it, or is swallowing it okay?
Swallowing it is totally okay. I like the idea for, presentation to give people a quick response. I used to go to health fairs all the time and different day events, and I would have people chew it right there on the spot. And one, it's fun because it's very salty, the Simplex product, because it is the mineral templates of these glandular systems. So they're just in that preservation state, very salty. It's like a dehydrated down, and it's just a little bit of a salty like taste.
Yeah, that's what they asked. What's it taste like? I said it tasted like straight salt.
Yeah.
And chalk. You know, because there was the gummy from the capsules, and then the chalkiness, and so I needed to brush my teeth or some floss or something.
Well, the black currant seed will taste like you're basically chewing up a plant of sorts. It doesn't really taste like it. I don't think it really tastes like anything.
There was no taste at all. Not a bad taste. Not a good taste.
And that's a lot of times it's the with this Simplex product. I do experiments on my kids, and
what kind?
Kids. Yeah, you know what I mean. I am a researcher, guys. I'm a nutrition scientist. I'm a food scientist. I'm a supplement scientist. I'm a biochemist. This is what I love to do. But I believe in the body. I believe in that our world is deficient. Our world is toxic, and so if I can help my kids navigate the crud and the trash of the world as much as I can, as long as I can, and I can activate their growth potential through, good quality whole food based nutrition, mineral repletion, essential fatty acids, then I know that I'm giving them more than they could ever ask for. You know what I mean? They don't even know. And so, if you, and I like to use the growth, because everybody in the kid zone loves, to the idea of being tall and strong, but what if you could have, and this goes to brain development, this goes to how you're going to live in your 40s, how you're going to live in your 80s. I mean, at every stage of life, remember, every decade, we want to make sure that you have the tools. And so if my kid can if he can make it to 6'2", but because of a lack of nutrition, he makes it to 5'10", does that mean his genes were bad, or we just didn't express them to the fullest potential? Right?
Right.
And so who doesn't want to be expressed to their fullest potential? I mean, the biggest, I think, concern that I have is I'm going to get to heaven and find out that and I don't think God's going to make it regretful. I mean, we're in heaven, right? But I want to get there, and I don't want to look back on all the things I could have done, or I don't want to look back and reflect on the last 10 years and go, man, I really missed out on that, or live in regret. You know what I mean? It's just not a healthy spot to go. But how many missed opportunities are we missing out on because we're not maximizing our potential? Whether it's growth, whether it's brain development, creativity, whether it's reading speed, whether it's listening comprehension, whether it's the willingness to take a risk and do something a little adventurous and crazy, calculated risk, of course, because the Bible says count the cost. We got to make sure we stay biblical. And but these things, I find, when a person goes through life's challenges and they get beat up one way or another through bad nutrition, through chemical toxicity, through lack of water, through a lack of good food, bad quality sleep, they're missing an opportunity to be their best in one of these departments. And so I oftentimes go, well, if I can feed my kids, 1 or 2 of these products a week, because they're at that developmental stage, and maybe it's harder to get my kids to take stuff, just like it is probably for you and your kids. But if you can get some of these things in them often, what if you could make sure that they maximize on all 8 cylinders, all aspects of development? That's the idea. But there's no gauge. There's no gas tank meter. There's no battery power meter, and there's no oil check meter. Au contraire, there is. What are the tails? Well, if you start seeing that they're just behind the 8 ball, you always say, well, he's a late bloomer. Well, that's an indication for nutritional deficiencies. Or what if you're having a midlife crisis? That's an indicator for nutritional deficiencies. If you are missing cycles as a female, you are having nutritional deficiencies. Your body is communicating. So how do you work through that? If you're fatigued more when you wake up than when you went to bed, that means that sleep did not restore you like it should. If you get sleepy after a meal, maybe your body is more stressed and it doesn't even have time to digest that wonderful meal that you just think you ate. And all of a sudden now you're like, I'm so confused. I think I'm eating well, and now there's all this confusion because you're getting mixed messages because your body is miscommunicating because it's deficient in nutrients. These are what we do at Living Well. We help you sort out all the history. We help you sort out all the symptom patterns that you were not genetically born with and help you see where you're deficient, what you can do to repair. And so these 2 products are just 2 of my faves. And we're not going to talk about all these probably, but I mean, at the end of the day, I literally just, I sat in my car and I had a whole nother pile of pills that I take post-workout. And I was like, you know what? I could just kind of just do that. Just take like little samplings of things that I do throughout the day in order to make myself more robust and more better from a cellular perspective. Because if I can drive cell function, I know that I can turn systems on. So, let's back up a second. So let's put those back in the hopper. And we're so excited. By the way, what do you notice, Gardy? Do you notice you more energy, fatigue? Do you feel like a little bit more alive, like you just want to burst through that microphone? What's going on over there?
I feel alert and alive. And somebody asked, how does your stomach feel? Is it upset from chewing that? I said, my stomach feels fine. I feel alert. I feel good. I feel really good. But to be fair, I had a great mindset going in. So I don't know. Maybe I'm a little skeptical. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I feel great. I feel good.
So, all right. So good. So the next part of where people always know that I've talked about a lot is vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids. Like we need building blocks. We need to make sure that we have the tools to just start your day well. And so like if you did nothing else except stimulate that endocrine system, and by the way, for me, even though I take this stuff on the regular, I always am shocked. I truly am shocked that when I have patients chew this stuff, and myself, when I chew this stuff, because I want to speak for myself, I feel this warm headband of like I don't want to call it energy, but like it's like I just feel a lot of vascular flow around my temples.
It's like alertness, maybe.
Yeah, it's like my brain's turning on finally or something. And I thought it was on before. I mean, I felt good coming in. I did.
I feel that. Now that you describe that, it's like I feel that.
And again, I think that it's sometimes we are, as a body of people, very disconnected with how our body should feel. Like we're not fully engaged. We're kind of just passively going through the morning, passively going through the afternoon, passively getting through the afternoon, late day into our evening, where we kind of settle in on the couch and watch a little, boob tube and just kind of waste away and wonder why we didn't get anything done that day. Right? Instead of like taking the day and wrestling it like a bull by the horns and taking it to the ground and said, I'm going to control my day. I'm going to work for the day. I'm going to get the most out of my day. Because the best and most precious commodity that you have that you can never, ever, 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 ever get back is what?
Time.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's the deal. We've got to make sure that we're going into it. So that's what I started noticing just as I was about to transition there, is I just feel this warmth coming through my head, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's that cool little buzz feeling. And I just wonder, like, all right, pituitary, all right, pineal, all right, hypothalamus, what y'all need up there, and how's the rest of the day gonna go? Because I just like popped you, pop, and gave you a little jolt. And so now, next step, if you just take the ideas of vitamins, minerals, and essential fatty acids, and we come in and we go with something like Energy Force, Mineral Force, and Tuna Omega. Well, the cool thing about the Energy Force is it's basically going to stimulate the mitochondria, which is your cell energy pumps in every cell of your body. Has this little mitochondria in there, well, several mitochondria in there that drives its cell power. It's energy money. This product helps stimulate those mitochondria to action. And it also has a built-in multivitamin pack it also, so you get the vitamins that your body needs day in and day out. You can take it twice a day, 2 in the morning, 2 at night, and you can get a lot of good quality nutrition. And then let's say that you're also a little bit on the inflamed side of life. Your joints hurt, your body hurts, your muscles ache. You get headaches regularly, or you just find that, you just feel bloated, like you just feel inflamed and swollen. Well, this is where this product comes in as well. It's got a different anti-inflammatory herbs built into it as well. So it's what I call the triad powerhouse. One product does 3 things: gives your body cellular energy, it de-inflames you, and it gives you a multivitamin packed in a capsule. 2 capsules twice a day, and you can do some amazing things with this Energy Force product. And I really just enjoy seeing it. I look around. I like the name. I like the ingredients. I've been to Orthomolecular's lab several times. That's who manufactures this product, and it's quite amazing, the formulation and what it is built to do, designed to do. So I use this a lot of times with athletes. I use this a lot of time with cancer patients. I use this with myself and just wanting to make sure that I'm giving myself a little extra in some of these departments because, I'm very active. I'm go hard all the time, and I feel like, to keep my body from burning up, I want to make sure that I have the tools to de-inflame and to restore tissue. And then we can't really venture too far down the vitamin trail if I don't talk about the power of minerals. Minerals, this is a simple multi-mineral product. It's got tons of different minerals. I find that a lot of minerals, like herbs, like synergy. They like friends. They like to be packaged up together, and they'll perform better together as opposed to just taking something straight isolated. And I learned that working with, say, zinc, for example. Everybody knows zinc has a strong implication for immune activity, right? But it was taking me, we do these tests in the office where we can assess your zinc level inside of about 5, 10, 15 seconds. And the average male stores 70% of their zinc in their prostate, and what winds up, it has over 300 different jobs in the body. It's a very important mineral. But it was taking between 10 and 15 months to get people's zinc levels up. Well, during a crisis moment, we just went through one, people were taking zinc by the truckload, and man, they didn't realize that it was probably helping, but man, if they would have been taking something that had zinc in there all along, they wouldn't have been starting behind the 8 ball or at ground zero. You know what I mean? We want to make sure that you're not waiting until you have a tragedy to start, replenishing and repairing and revitalizing your body. We want to make sure that you're driving function in a real powerful way all the time. So this multi-mineral, when I started adding a multi-mineral, I oftentimes don't even have to add zinc straight because I can get the zinc levels to rise up on their own because the body knows how to leverage zinc more effectively, and it begins to restore itself and replenish itself, and those 300 enzymatic functions that skin, hair, nails, digestion, immune system begin to perform at a really top-notch level without even adding a straight zinc product. And people don't really appreciate that of the body. They just think, oh, I'm taking zinc, so I'm good. And you are probably, but at the end of the day, quality matters and understanding the chemistry matters. That synergy matters. So knowing who to pair things with is allowing your body to maximize performance. So again, Living Well, we vet out every product that we ever put in a person's hands. We take these products ourselves on the regular to maximize ourselves and to be the first experiment case. We don't want to let you be the practice subject. We're not those people. We want to make sure that we understand the terrain so that we know how to get you from here to there, and that's where you want to be health-wise and performance-wise.
Here's a question that came in pertaining to zinc. Is there something called too much zinc? They said they used to get nauseous when they took it.
Yeah, a lot of minerals will actually do that. It's not so much that zinc was making you nauseous. It's that you have stomach acids that are getting stimulated. You might not have good valvular control, allowing some of those stomach acids to come back up into the esophageal area. Or if you take zinc or other minerals, even sometimes the Mineral Force, I've seen do this with patients that have really weak digestion because they have been eating so poorly for so long that their body can't handle that increased amount of blood flow that fast. So the trick with that is to take a few bites of food and then take your zinc or take your multi-mineral and then take a few bites of food, pack it in the middle, and then you'll see that not happen. And even if it still does happen, which is very, very rare if it did at that point, you would just take less, And so at that point, it's not, again, I don't believe that it's so that you're taking too much zinc. It's that you're not maximizing its effect in the body because of your chemistry being at a deficient state, and it's like either we upcharge it too quick, or it's causing some kind of detoxification process, or there's other factors in whatever that zinc is activating. And again, that could be the chief cells producing stomach acids, that could be the valves controlling how much acid is going down into the small intestine because it shouldn't be, or backflowing up into the esophageal area that could be creating some of that nausea. Good question. And so I would definitely consider to come in and let us evaluate and help you navigate dosing and find, do you need the multi-mineral versus straight zinc? Let us run some of our tests and figure out, where is your body at with respect to, performance. And then lastly, we can't venture too far down my triad road. I love multivitamins, minerals, and essential fatty acids. So Tuna Omega, amazing product here. This is another fun product. This one actually tastes fantastic. Jennifer and Molly chew this stuff up by the handfuls, and this has got a lot of EPA in it, so it's going to be a lot of brain activity. So we can just go ahead and take 4 more.
So you're taking 4 and chewing them up?
You don't even need water for this one. It tastes so good.
Okay, cool. So Alexandra, she actually chewed her Simplex F after she saw us do that earlier.
Awesome.
And she says she's noticing that difference kick in right now.
Awesome. So tell us more. Like, what are you seeing? Is it vision? Is it, I've even had, believe it or not, I've had some people feel so much blood flow come to their head, they actually feel, it almost feels like a headache coming on. But it's not a headache. It's a different type of experience. I can hear smacking in the microphone. It's kind of fun.
Start hearing colors.
That's right. When you start hearing colors, you're like, wow, this is
great.
amazing.
So right now what we're taking is the Tuna Omega 3. And these are actually chewable.
Yeah. And so these these are actually designed for kids, but they have such a strong punch for EPA and brain activity. This is a great product to take with your minerals and with your vitamins because you want to give blood what we call north to south. We want to make sure we get the max amount of nutrients to your nervous system and your high endocrine axis starting in the head so it trickles downstream. We want to make sure that all clarity, it's like we're having an office meeting. Whoop. We get this office meeting high in the head. All your little neurotransmitters, if you remember the Disney movie, are up there working together. So even the little angry neurotransmitter, he's happy, and so he's coordinating efficiently with his counterparts. And so this is all a good thing. And so it is a wow factor. And I'm so excited, Alexandra, that you have the tool in your tool bag so we can play today, and 2, that you can have this experience and we can kind of just talk out some of this stuff because I don't have all the time to share some of these fun stories and experiences. And I'm telling you, yes, energy is going to be like you want to go do something. And here's the deal. What if you take it every time your energy drops and you hit it again, you hit it again. And one of my mentors, he said every time his energy dropped for like 6 months, he goes, I just would take more. I'd take more. I was taking like 15, 20 a day of that stuff. And I never really got into that. I just would take, 9, 12 a day. And now, I still take a lot because I just like the idea of, I'm a business owner. I'm a parent. I manage a lot of different activities. I am training in athletics, and so I want to be the best human vessel I can be in all those performing areas. And so I want to try to kind of biohack my endocrine system as much as possible. Again, if you are a parent, if you're a business owner, if you are in high-level meetings, we're doing a lot of mental gymnastics day in, day out. If you are, Gardy, you're a creative martial artist, you're also a creative musician, you need to be able to what? Create. You need to be sharp on your strings. You need to be sharp in the ring, and you need to be able to think through processes. You remember how Spider-Man, when he realized he had spider senses, he felt like Everything else was moving like really slow, but it was because he was moving so what? Fast. And that's what happens when you have a strong, robust endocrine axis that is charged with vitamins, minerals, and essential fatty acids. It literally, if I stop there, I'm as happy as I could be in sharing a message of good information and hope for you guys and understanding better the power of clinical nutrition in action, like we're playing right now. And this is one of those areas where I feel like we shine at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center. We command nutritional results. We command things to happen so that people perform well all the time, day in and day out. And some of you are probably going, but I don't like taking supplements. Okay, I got it, no problem. We'll go ahead and jump forward. And so I have two other fun ones to take. These are creams. You don't even have to take it. So I'm going to eliminate all your excuses. I got stuff that doesn't taste bad. I got liquid stuff. I got pill stuff. I got chewable stuff. I'm telling you guys, I got, I feel like the open up my trench coat and I got something for you. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I really do. And I get excited about it because no one is teaching people how to navigate the crazy of life. Nobody's teaching people how to be more creative. Nobody's teaching people how to maximize their aging cycles. I don't want you to age too fast. That's called accelerated aging. Do you want to accelerate the aging process, or do you want to control it and gracefully go through it?
Gracefully.
Yes. Go through it. We all want to live well. We all want to look well. We want to be healthy. We want to be strong. So this is, what's that?
I was just going to say, you
thoughts.
talked about we all want to live well, we all want to look well. I wonder if you went back and changed it to Looking Well Clinical Nutrition Center, people would be like,
I'm going there.
I want to look well. I want to look good.
All right, you hear that, guys? We're changing it. It's going to be Looking Well Clinical Nutrition Center. That's pretty awesome. So here's something else that I'm starting to get right now. Actually, something's breaking loose in my sinuses a little bit, and so it's upregulating something in my immune system. So my immune system is able to clear something out that it wasn't able to clear out prior. I think that's pretty neat. And so people go, well, that can't be good. You don't want to be sick. I'm not sick. Come on. My body's clearing a traffic jam. You know what I mean? Like sometimes there's traffic on the road and then you kind of drive down the road and you're like, what was blocking up the traffic? And there was really nothing. Well, it's not that you were sick. There was no wreck. It was just that there was something needing to be mobilized through that my body wasn't able to mobilize through prior to the therapy. So this is a form of nutrition therapy. So let's go back to Adrenastim and Adrenacalm. Adrenastim, obviously stimulating. Calm is calming. So the herbs that are inside here, there is about 20 essential oils, different herbs, all designed to be what we call adaptogenic and lifting. There's no smell. There's no weird oily cream feeling afterwards. It absorbs really good into the skin. You don't even know. So we can try some of this. And then the Adrenal Calm, and you just pick the one. I'm in the morning hours, man. I want to be stimulated. Right. I'm going stim right now. I typically do the calm at night. Or if you've got a kid that is kind of a bit hyperactive, man, I don't think I leverage this enough just because I got so many different products rolling through my head when I'm working with care plans. But I mean, you got if you find yourself anxious a lot, if you find yourself worked up a lot, if you find your kids, hyperactive and their brains are just firing too quickly, like they got like 9 cylinders and they should only have 6, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or you want them to be like at a 4-cylinder level. The Calm would be a really good thing. So it's got phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylcholine, plus different adaptogenic herbs, because we know when I use the word adaptogenic herb, it's an herb that has the ability to lift or downregulate accordingly. You don't have to worry if you're going to get a jolt from it whenever it's adaptogenic, because the body knows what it needs. And the better said, the body knows what it needs when you have the building blocks in place. So as you're going back and you're re-listening to this and sharing this with your friends, family, and loved ones, we're talking about upregulating the endocrine system, maximizing it with good backbone of vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids. And then when you ask the body through an herbal, adaptogenic response, you can get a lift or you can get a downregulation of whatever hyperactive emotion you're dealing with. So people go, well, you're a little bit hyperactive right now. Maybe you need to. No, man, I'm on the show. I'm just excited, and I got a lot to talk about and not enough time to share it all. And I'm trying to think, how can I give you guys the best hour ever whenever you share this with your friends? Well, so that you know that they're getting the best information ever. You know what I mean? So
Could you imagine if you took that and was like, hey, guys, today we're going to be talking about health and nutrition. Everybody'd be like,
I'm sleepy.
Yeah, put everybody to sleep at the beginning of the day. That's the last thing that you would want.
That's right.
That Vim, Vigor, VIP that you always talk about. That's what you want.
Everybody loves some Vim, Vigor, and VIP. It's just a good thing. So the adrenal stem, I just take a little pump. I put it on the arm. Go ahead, Gardy. Have a little love. And you're thinking, can I have all this stuff? Is this okay? And I just take that little cream. I rub it on the back of my neck, the little excess, and it will go away. And it just rubs right in.
I'm scared.
And then any excess, you can just put it on another part of the skin. But I just really want it close to the veins inside the elbow pit here. And, so Gardy's got himself a little lotion to rub on. But it's like I said, it literally just goes away. Once it's in, it's gone.
This isn't related other than it's topical, but look at my skin. So whenever I use mosquito spray or sunblock,
oh yeah, it's kind of got that red.
I got it. It's little bumps right there. So
rub that down into that. Let the adrenal glands. And I think that inside of every one of the cells, that mitochondrial response is controlled by the pituitary. Mm-hmm. If you look at the pituitary and the hypothalamus, like the mothership of your endocrine axis, cellularly, the little warships are the mitochondria in every cell, all the way down to your toes, all the way out to your fingers. So obviously down into your organ systems as well. And so we want to make sure that we are leveraging those responses. And let's see that even in the next 5 minutes, we probably have time. Oh no, we got still 12 minutes. Let's see if those red bumps begin to go away.
So I've had these for, it's going on. This will be the third week because at the crawfish bash, we went out there. I put sunblock on before, and I told my wife, this always happens. Anytime.
Is it sunblock or sunscreen?
I don't know.
Yeah, you got to know, because what happens if you put sunscreen on, it disrupts the melanocytes, because you're going to get, UVA too much or too little UVB, or you're going to disrupt the melanocytes in your receptors' ability to take in appropriate amount of sun. Remember, your body knows how to manage the sun. And you're thinking to yourself, but you don't know, Dr. Chapa. You're a tan dude, and you don't have the fair skin that I have. I got it, and I totally appreciate that. I really do. But at the end of the day, if you are a fair-skinned, always burned type person, that you walk out there and you get burned, you probably need to do some things to cover. You're not going to block. But if you did block, you want a sun block that repels all the rays, not screens some of the rays. Because if you disrupt the melanocytes, sunscreens will create a discourse in the melanocytes' response time to handle the rays, and you can create a stress in your skin. That stress in the skin can lead to diseases or cancers, and that's one of the things that we don't want for you. We want to make sure that you're allowing your body to do most of the work, or you're blocking it as much as possible, or you're covering as much as possible if you're that fair, pale, skin that burns easily in the sunshine. And but for somebody like you, based on what I can tell, if you just took more coral, or more calcium, magnesium, and a more tuna omega or fish oil, those would be your two best sunblocks, is to make sure that you're taking in that. And then at the end of a sunny day, when you've been out a lot or in the garden or whatever, we have this stuff at the office called enzyme phoresis ice. That's a cream that you could just kind of rub on like a post aloe. And it does have some aloe in it, but it has many other plant enzymes and anti-inflammatory essential oils that will nourish your burned skin, and it will get a faster recovery.
Yeah, honestly, I don't normally need it, but my wife will usually put it on because she's very fair. And so we were out there working and having a good time, and it's just like, hey, I brought, and it's good that she needs it. Her skin's fine with it, or whatever it was. And then I always forget, and then I use it just because it's there. I think I'm doing the right thing, but I guess I'm not. And also, what about mosquito spray? It's summer. I've already been seeing some around. Is there an option that's healthy?
It's been raining and humid and muggy, and
for
it's
like 2-3 weeks
for like mosquitoes the size of quarters. Yeah, I've seen those too. Those are scare me. But yes, we high dose B vitamins. So we use a vitamin B patch that is strong in B1. It's called the mosquito patch, and it is an amazing DEET-free, chemical-free product that will literally just flood the body with vitamin B1, thiamine, and it is quite amazing to see how quickly it'll work. It lasts for like a day and a half or 2 days, and then you just replace the patch, and you can put it on your left butt cheek, right butt cheek, and then nobody ever sees it. And it's perfect.
There you go.
And it works really well. So that's one of the ways that we do that, or we just give people a lead in to the next one of my favorite products, which is called the Cataplex B. But on this note, just real quick before we get there, on the AdrenaStem and the AdrenaCalm, I've had patients that were literally so sensitive to pretty much every product in my office. I had to start really, really slow. And like this one person, I had to start with essential oils, and I had to start with this cream. And because we can control the pump, like you put a pump on both arms, I would have only done half or a quarter of a pump on this side and every other day for this dude. I mean, it was really like he was extremely depleted, and his job was such that he had a lot of people all the time pulling on the stress strings, and so managing all of that for him for all those years was a very stressful experience. And he's got a toxic past, and he had some things that were contributing to his ails. And when I got my hands on him, he had been through about 3 to 5 other clinicians that were just pushing too many ideas too fast, and I would have fallen in that same trap, except I like to listen to the story and where people have been, and I hear these things over and over and over and over and over again. And when he saw these products, he goes, "I got to tell you though, before you even start, like I was taking some of those. I had to throw them all away because they were too much for my body." And da 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 da. And I'm thinking, well, okay, I hear you. There's no way that they were hurting you, so it's a shame you threw them away. It's a shame that you weren't educated on how to leverage and use the product. And so what we did is we just started slower. And now I've got him on a small, 4 or 5 product protocol, and he's doing really well. But it took me 6 months. You know what I mean? And the reality is people go, well, that's just too slow. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't get you in the boat that you're in. I'm going to help you get out of that boat. I'm going to help you walk on water. I'm going to help you get there. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get there. But we've got to take time to get there sometimes. We can only go as fast as your body will let us. And so a part of our job at Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center is to give you tools and knowledge so that you know how to apply it, when to apply it, how slow to apply it, so that you can get to your destination. That is a drug-free life without, with limited or no surgeries or avoidance of surgeries, and we keep moving you forward through the aging process gracefully, not where you're in that accelerated state. And these types of tools help us do that. And so we've talked about the endocrine system. We've talked about stimulating the essential fatty acid, vitamin, mineral pathways. We're looking at a cream version of calming the body or stimulating the body, especially if you're ramped up at nighttime. You can take the AdrenaCalm, or if you're having a little bit of anxiety, you can take the AdrenaCalm and you can cool your jets a little bit and help your body downplay a little bit so you can think again. Because sometimes when your brain is like on overdrive and you're pushing, you can get in a little bit of a pattern of anxiety. If you use some of these tools like AdrenaCalm, or their Mineral Force, you can actually calm your nerves and allow your body to think again so that you don't run off the rails.
Is anxiety, could it be considered like a check engine light?
Absolutely. It is a check engine light. I mean, because it's not normal. It's common, but it's not normal. So if you have anxiety, or if you fluctuate in and out of anxiety throughout your day, that's your blood sugar, that's your adrenal stress hormones, that is your endocrine system in that cacophony state where it's not singing off the right sheet of music, performing like it's supposed to. It could be every month, right around my cycle, or if you're a female, or when a male gets overworked, they're not getting that sleep they need, they get grumpy and irritable. You know what I mean? These things start to happen. And so anxiety, racing thoughts, like that feeling of impending doom, weird phobias, like going over a bridge, never had that problem before, and all of a sudden now you got it. Those are adrenal signs and symptoms that your adrenals need minerals. They need the scammolinic acid from the black currant seed oil. They need to be nourished and fed so that they don't allow you to dip down into those depressive states or accelerate into those anxiety states, because your adrenal glands regulate your sex hormone pathways. But if you're too high, you're anxious. And if you're too low, you're depressed. If you're up and down on a roller coaster, well, nobody wants to be around you. You know what I mean? So we've got to make sure that we make you as adaptable as possible day in and day out. And you can control a lot of these factors just by learning which tools to reach for and when. And so you need a tool chest, and you need a tool chest more regularly in a society that we're living in today than normal.
So we got a couple minutes left, and there were some good questions coming in throughout the stream. You always feel free to ask.
Yep.
And if you have the opportunity, you can go back, and if you ever want to share this, maybe your friend, your mom, cousin, they're not on social media, you can have them go to Spotify, just search Just Live Well, go to Apple Podcasts, Just Live Well, and you can have this as soon as today here in a couple hours.
Yeah, and it is exciting. We want you to share the message of health, wellness, and taking the bull by the horns when it comes to your health, because it is your life, your health, your choice. We want you to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that we all know that everybody's got a story, and at Living Well, we're gonna do everything we can do to listen to that story. We're going to do a thorough history. You're going to be very impressed with what you're going to see and hear when we start turning over the rocks and we start looking at the way your body performs or could perform if we allow better nutrition more often to come into the body. Just recognize that you may have to change some of your paradigms. You may have a paradigm that you say, I'm never going to take any pills, and that's great, except that these are food in a bottle. So we change the model and change the attitude towards how you see how you see these bottles of pills. They're not just drugs. They're nourishing foods in a bottle.
It's like medicating versus supplementing.
That's correct. And it should be supplementing what? A good diet,
nutrition,
right?
Yeah.
And we've got to start leveraging. A lot of times we will use supplements to supplement what your diet isn't giving you while we're teaching you how to eat better. Because changing is hard for people. They just have a very difficult time. A lot of people I find can take supplements, and I can get them feeling better and working and performing better. And when that starts to turn, then they're willing to start making dietary changes. But sometimes making dietary changes right out the gate, they're not just willing to do that. And so we have found that over time, by balancing out their vitamin, mineral, essential fatty acid store, or giving their endocrine system a boost, or helping them navigate the stress responses, highs and lows of the day, we can get in there and turn on their juices and get them working better. We can get their mind better. We can get their creative power better. We can get their performance better. We can get them resting better. And, I always say, you can't outrun a bad diet. You can't outrun stress, and good luck if you try to outrun a bad night of sleep. So if I can help you eat better, and that's what we do at Living Well, if we can help you manage and deal with stress through all the different techniques that we offer at our clinic, we have all kinds of therapies, whether it's neuroemotional work, whether it's lifestyle modifications, whether it's diet, whether it's just helping you figure out the next logical, healthy step. That might be where you start. And that's okay. You do that. Just focus on breakfast 3 times a week, and you get 3 good breakfasts a week now instead of no breakfasts ever. Then that's a good start for you, right? Chiropractic care. We are interested in helping you figure out the next step in your betterment, and then what winds up happening, we're always interested in making sure that you're maximizing the sleep cycle, because rest is important, and Lord knows I am guilty. I sleep really good at this juncture of time, and I think it is because I supplement really well. And but I also recognize that sleep is a vital, important piece of my day, and so I make sure that I go to bed at night. I don't push myself. I don't take a bunch of stimulants. I'm not going to take a bunch of of my stimulating supplements or herbs at bedtime, I'm going to take calming things. I'm going to make sure my room is dark and cold, and make sure my lifestyle principles and practices are in a place where my body can shut down. I create a haven for good sleep. And that's one of the things that we want to help you do. And so at Living Well, you can visit our website, justlivewell.com. As Gardy said, visit us on post-podcast at Just Live Well on Spotify, and come and be a part of our live stream, YouTube. Any way you can be involved, you should, because it's going to change the world. And we're excited that KHEA Radio is teamed up with Living Well, and we are always here to give you a great message of hope, or give you a great message of education so that you can apply this information. That's why I chose not to bring everything. One, it wouldn't fit on the table, but two, I just wanted to bring some simple concepts to just kind of give you some reminders of just how simple it can be and how powerful it is. And if you are stuck and you don't know where to go next, give us a call, 281-554-8600, and let us be a part of your world any way and every way possible. God bless you guys, and have a fantastic morning.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5.